All right, so we already started this problem on Thursday last week. We're trying to write the equation of a line, so I've set up what mine looks like. And last week we said, well, if I know I've got a slope of 3, then I know that that goes right here. This is my slope. All I need to figure out is my y-intercept, and I'm home free. So I've got half of what I need to write my equation already. How are we going to find our y-intercept? Well, we're going to have to go back to our original equation, which is y equals mx plus b. And we're going to need to put some numbers in for the stuff that we know. For example, I know that my slope is 3, so I'm going to put a 3 underneath my slope here. I'm just rewriting my equation underneath it. I know that I've got this point, and I know that the x coordinate of that point is 10, so I'm going to put a 10 underneath my x. And I know that the y coordinate of this point is -4, so I'm going to put a -4 underneath my y. And I'm going to use those numbers to rewrite my equation with some actual numbers in it. I don't know what b is, so I got to keep my plus b in there. But I just dropped my equal sign down. Now this is not 310, it's 3 times 10. To make it more like multiplication, I'm going to go ahead and put a parenthesis around that 10. So our first step was to take some values that we had for m and x and b and put them into the equation. Any questions on that first step? Second step is going to be to simplify that. Specifically this 3 times 10, we can simplify that. That's just 30, isn't it? So let's call that 30 and bring the rest of our equation down. All right, that's a pretty simple equation. All we're missing is b, so let's find b. Let's solve for b. We'll use our algebra skills. I need to get this 30 off of this side with the b to get b by itself. How am I going to get rid of this positive 30? Minus 30 on both sides. Both sides of the equal. These will cancel out. I've still got my b left over. -4 and -30 is going to be -34. So b is -34. That's the thing that went at the end of the equation, right? Well, guess what? We've got everything we need for our final answer now. That -34 is what I was missing. I'm going to rewrite and clean this up a little bit. I don't really like plus -34. I would much rather write that as -34. Plus a negative is the same as just minus. So my final answer cleaned up is y equals 3x minus 34. All right. Do we have any questions on our warm-up problem before we move on? Questions? Okay, hey folks, we're gonna do something new today. Let me get my video switched over.